don't want what we know out there.
How a person can go from really almost nothing to becoming a millionaire by owning rental properties.
He would always buy these flip houses, and I just remember thinking, this guy is crazy. Why would he buy that house?
In the past decade, there's been a huge surge in the peer-to-peer short-term rental market.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get the game.
Every second counts. So make every second count.
Welcome to the Real Estate Jam. Whether you're just beginning or the best of the best, we're glad you're here. We will share successes, failures, and strategies for the action-taking real estate investor. And now to your hosts, JD, Annabelle, and Melissa.
Hey guys, welcome to the Real Estate Jam podcast. I'm JD with my wonderful co-host,
Melissa. Hey, thanks, Adam,
Melissa.
for coming on.
Adam, we're super stoked to have you. For you guys listening, this is a pretty big deal. We got an active duty military member who's the CEO and leader of new CEO and leader of an amazing real estate company, Blackjack Real Estate. They're working in multiple markets. They do a little bit of everything, wholesale, fix and flip. Adam, I'm sure you're working on your own buy and holds and everything. And we are super stoked to have you on. I know that you got a tight time schedule. You're so busy with everything going on in your life right now, and I'm hoping that we can get into that a little bit. Some of our audience is going to know you because we frequent the same, circles. But for those that don't, can you give us a little rundown of who you are, why our guys should listen to you?
Yeah, absolutely. First, JD and Melissa, I'm ecstatic to be here. I was listening to you. I've been listening to your podcast. I was listening to it today, and it is legitimately amazing value add. So thank you guys.
Awesome. We try.
Some days better than others.
Just a little bit about my background. I've been serving in the Marine Corps for 17 years. I started off as an enlisted guy in the early 2000s, and then transitioned to become an intelligence officer in the Marine Corps. And then got really interested in real estate in 2008. During that time, I was super busy in the Marine Corps, and it took me about a decade to actually do anything. 2017, I bought a property that I lived in. I'm actually in that property right now, and really cool, beautiful home that we paid $325,000 for on a VA loan with no money into it, rented it out at break even, and it appreciated to $450,000. So, significant add to the net worth. I didn't really know what I was doing. I spent 2018. I am a obsessive learner. And I probably read legitimately 100 books and listened to 1,000 podcasts. And I started buying rentals in 2019, built my rental portfolio, started investing in limited partnerships and multifamily syndications. I joint ventured on a 42 unit multifamily that kind of fell apart in due diligence. Great story. I did some private lending. I do some private lending. And I decided in late 2020 that there are really two skills you need in real estate to dominate any niche. And that is the ability to find off-market deals at a discount and raise private capital. Felt really good about raising private capital, but didn't know much about marketing and sales. So I joined a group of, elite wholesalers and flippers, and literally probably learned 3 months worth of education in the first 2 weeks, and then started taking action wholesaling. So I was marketing and doing everything on my own, and I failed miserably after about 3 months. Like spent some money, like didn't go well, and I just kind of burned it all down and restarted it. And I went, basically from 0 to 10 deals in like 5 weeks.
Wow,
love that.
And then that's when the opportunity for Blackjack kind of came up, and I was able to partner with an amazing human, Bill Allen, and take over Blackjack as a CEO and co-owner of Blackjack Real Estate. And we've got a fantastic team, and, we're doing deals.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Super amazing to see. I mean, it looks like it was a fast rise, right? But you were learning for 10 years. And I think that's something that I'd like to deep dive into a little bit, because there's a lot of people that listen to podcasts. There's a lot of people that go to the real estate investor meetings. We see them every single week when we're in our real estate investing networking groups. There's people who are in that learning phase, but they have a hard time pulling the trigger. What was it that set you up to where you finally felt like you had enough information to make that move? And then that one move happened, and it looks like it just snowballed avalanche style to where you're at now. What was it that pushed you over the top?
Yeah, I would say, so I was driving from California to Virginia in 2008, and I listened to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know, you've heard this story before, and I didn't really take action. And the reason I didn't take action is because my energy was focused on dominating something else. And that was being, the best Marine that I could be. Mm-hmm. And once I started to feel good about that, and I started learning how powerful real estate was, I realized one other thing, which was, before I get into this, I want to make sure I have my own financial house in order. And I found the Financial Independence Retire Early community, and like everything I do, I took like immediate aggressive action. And I also, most importantly, got my wife on board. We spent a lot of time. We do a couples date, goal setting day every year, and we just got really aligned, and we dominated our personal finances. You know, we're saving between 40 and 60% of our income. And I got really comfortable there. And I knew I got a lot of cushion in my life based on the actions I've taken to be able to focus and take some risk. And I think that's the fallacy we see, especially in the wholesaling side, because of the kind of how it's viewed of like, oh, you can get in for no money. And you certainly can. There are ways to hustle into it, no doubt about it. But there's also a business. If you want to make it a business, there's a way to do it as well.
Yeah, that's I think that's really key, that you get your own finances in order, because so many times we see these people that come in and they have bad credit, they have a whole bunch of bills, they have all of this stuff, which you can still do real estate like that. But when you start at that, you're already at a disadvantage. Mm-hmm. You're at a disadvantage from the people that are at ground zero, right? And if you can get your own house in order before you move on, you're shortcutting one of those steps.
Yeah. And I think about it. If I haven't figured out how to manage the current income I have, but I want to be a multimillionaire, like how will I manage that multi-millions of dollars any differently? Right. Well, or will I just be on Instagram posting pictures with my Ferrari? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, your Ferrari and jet. I think, it's sometimes people have dumb luck and fall into it. But if you're looking at a systematic and thorough way of reaching that financial independence that you mentioned, you're going to have to take care of your stuff, or just be making so much extra money that it doesn't matter what you do. And even that burns up eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the way your company is now, and the different markets that you guys are operating in, and how you're able to run this company and still work your full-time job as a Marine Corps officer, because we know that's no easy task, especially in today's environment.
And then if I could interject here, if you talked about the team and how you built the team out and what key players help you get what you want to be or where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was fortunate to kind of, when I came into Blackjack, I took over an existing team, and it is a really incredible company. And what I would tell you is culture is really important in a company. And, for me, I really focus on, growth mindset, accountability, character, and initiative. Like, I need people who are hungry like me. And, that's what I came into. So the team right now, there's 13 total people on the team, to include Bill and myself. And, I've got like an operations director who also does transaction coordination, and she's really an expert at what she does. I've got 3 sales reps. I got a disposition rep. I've got a lead manager who's actually a virtual assistant, taking calls. She's really incredible and managing all of our leads. And then I've got 4 cold callers. And I mean, we also have an HR and a finance teammate as well. So it's pretty, the goal in leading a team is to get out of people's way and give them the kind of the autonomy, direction, and training to get where they want to go to meet their goals, right? Like, it's not about making millions of dollars. It's about making millions of dollars with a team and doing incredible things in the world and helping people where you can.
Yeah. Totally agree. We've had a long journey trying to find the right people, but we're slowly getting there. So we're just building it slower than we were trying to do before. So I totally agree with you. You have to get out of their way, but you got to trust them enough to be able to get out of their way, that they're going to do the right job.
Yeah, and we owe the people on our team direction. We owe them some clarity. And, autonomy is great, but uncontrolled autonomy can be messy and chaotic. It doesn't necessarily move you in an efficient manner towards where you want to go with your company. So there is a level of like, are you providing systems and processes? And, if systems and processes are broke, like if your technology and your process to do an action doesn't fit perfectly, which honestly, a lot of times in any company, none of it fits perfectly. There's a kind of behind the scenes look, nobody's tech and process is fitting perfectly. I guarantee it. You got to empower them to say like, hey, this doesn't work, and let them bring up ideas. And when you implement somebody else's idea as a leader, that builds not just you trusting them, but them trusting you.
Yeah, absolutely. We see that all the time. Yeah. I guess one of the questions that comes to mind is you were moving into this already established team, and how receptive were they to the way that you came in? Because I'm sure you're leading things different than the way Bill would, and I'm sure that getting a team, just like changing out squadron commanders or in the military, there's always something different that's going to come down the pipe, and people have to get used to that, and there's little growing pains. How's that worked out for you?
Yeah, I think the energy coming in with energy and direction, I would argue the team was all about it, but there are nuances, right? There are growing pains when you pick up all the rocks to uncover what's going on everywhere. And you're like, well, I actually don't think that's efficient. I don't like that. And let's change that a little bit. As humans, we just don't like change. We like comfort. We like certainty. And when change comes, it can be really hard. So yeah, there's been some like, not necessarily pushback, but just like a little bit of resistance to some change. But by and large, folks just want to win.
Yeah.
Like they want to win. When the company wins, everybody in the company wins. Like it's not just me. I'm not sitting on a throne like, oh, look at me, I'm in Blackjack. It truly is a whole team effort. And, like when we help people by buying their house or selling their house, like it's the team makes money, the person's happy, sometimes the buyer's happy. It's just a great win-win-win-win situation.
Right. And what markets are you operating in?
Goodness. I am in Pensacola. My apologies. I'm in Pensacola, Chattanooga, Nashville, Lakeland, and Tampa.
Yeah. And coming in and taking over a team that has so many moving parts and is spread out. I know that a lot of your guys' stuff is virtual, but you're coming in and having to learn all these new markets too, because it was already an established thing, and that can't be easy. What are you doing to learn and become acquainted with these markets? Or are you just relying on your team's information? What's that look like for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. The cool thing about the virtual model is I'm smart enough to reach out to people like Melissa and get like on the ground information. And there's a number of different things. So I did a very deep analysis on every single market. I looked at how every market was transacting in terms of cash sales. I looked at how every zip code was transacting in terms of cash sales. I looked at where we had bought and sold the most deals. And I kind of juxtaposed all that information with like macroeconomic data, such as population size, median home price, and all of those things. So like I did look at the data very, very deeply. And then, I start building relationships with other awesome investors or real estate agents. Like real estate agents are my best friend. I love real estate agents. I want to see all of them win that want to work with us. And because, they are the ones in the houses every day, and they know the market, they live in the market, and they're able to provide you feedback you could not get virtually.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah. I think I don't love real estate agents. I struggle with 99% of them because 99% of them don't cater to investors, right? Mm-hmm. And investors are a hard client for a real estate agent to have. But if you do it right and you build that relationship right, then that's when that real estate agent becomes your best ally. And Melissa is my favorite real estate agent, because we're able to work together in a partnership that allows us to have the best of both worlds when it comes to the investment side and the real estate agent side. But finding somebody as good as she is a difficult task. Tear. But it's super important for your business.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
Sorry, I was just going to say about the investors are so underserved by agents. And so that's what, because we do so much marketing ourselves. And then I get so many referrals from other people in our market to do it. And I'm like, for investors. And I'm like, you've got a good deal when you come with me because I know what you're looking for. I'm not going to just go out there and find a house to get that paycheck. You know what I mean? And that's what so many of them do. Not everybody, but a lot of them, it's just about getting that commission check, right? But I want to make sure that, I'm looking at it from an investor standpoint, not from an agent standpoint when they're trying to buy investment properties.
No, if it's not something that we would do, we'll tell them that. If they choose to do it after that, that's on there.
Typically I look for new agents who are hungry. And the only way I can find that out is if I have conversations with them.
Yeah.
And, that new agent who's hungry will probably become a highly successful agent because they're going to put in the work, which means they're getting something from us as big investors too. They're getting a deeper understanding of analytics on properties. Like, how do I look at a property? How does a flipper look at a property? How does a wholesaler look at it? And oh, by the way, there's this whole other world of lead generation, which is where a lot of agents don't do well because they show up, they do their course. It's, there's a lot of agents and like, okay, I'm here. Like now I should be closing houses today. Right.
Yeah. We looked it up. We looked it up this weekend to see what the average agent makes in Florida. And it was like $45,000. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. I won't say it's easy to get into. There is some testing and some work to get into, but like, I think people see agents kind of like they see investors in these investment companies. They see agents, the really successful ones and the big paychecks. And they're like, oh yeah, I can talk to people and sell houses, but they don't see the grind that goes into it. They don't see all the hours that you walk somebody through a house and they never buy or sell it. Right. And when they hit that adversity, it's really quick to just kind of go, I don't know if I'm really made for that.
Yeah, that's super true.
Yeah, absolutely. The only agents people see are the ones on TV and the 25 that you pass on the street every day that are working at Starbucks or some other job because they can't cut it as an agent. Nobody ever talks about them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
I love it. I love agents. I love it. If you're a real estate agent and you want to work with me in those markets, you tell me and I will find a way to work
Hold
with
on.
you.
Hold on.
Those other
Not
markets.
Pensacola.
Those other markets.
Those other markets. No, of course. Well, I think it's really great that you're able to explain that and talk to agents that way and really deep dive what it is. And that's just one more critical piece to your team. And there's always enough deals to go around. The reason that you're, helping agents, the reason your investment company is helping agents is because they're not going to always have the investment company solution is not always the best solution for the homeowner.
Absolutely.
And though real estate agents can handle those things that the investment company can't. And so it's not just that agent helping you, but it is also you helping that agent. I think that's a big thing to talk about, especially for those newer agents out there.
Yeah, because I think, if you're an agent out there and you're listening to this podcast, we send out tens of thousands of marketing pieces and we talk to hundreds and hundreds of people, and a large portion of those folks, like, they want to sell their house. They wouldn't otherwise want to sell their house until we talk to them. And now they do want to sell their house, but they want retail value. So they want to go to market. And if you don't have a retail arm to your investment company, then, we will refer that out to agents.
Yeah.
We'll push that over to other agents who can close those deals.
Yeah. And part of the reason that we went ahead and did ours is because we were pushing them over to other agents and nobody was doing any conversion on them.
Yeah. If you're an agent and you're getting retail leads from an investment company, that's a gold mine. So go find a way to close those. Yeah. And if you need help figuring out how to close, you can get some coaching on that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, a lot of our leads were just going on and dying on the vine. And then, we would follow up with them and the agent couldn't get a hold of them or didn't want to talk to them or didn't think it was worth it because a lot of times the price points that we're in investment wise are not the high end homes, but, doing $250,000 homes is still pretty good. But they just wouldn't work them. So we decided that Melissa could work them better than everybody else, and
we'll just do it ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
A real example of like an agent who you just know is going to kill it is our agent partner in Lakeland. Her name's Ashley. She literally, I'd kick her a retail lead and she would be at that house that day. Not just phone call. She literally would show up to that house that day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She'd be prepared with a door hanger. She was just like, she's already climbing the ladder. I see her name going up the Keller Williams, roll call of great agents. She went from 0 to like top 10.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. It works hard. And
I like Ashley. She's super on top of her game for sure.
Yep.
Great. Well, I know you got some big things coming up that we're going to be attending, and I really like it if you could talk to our audience a little bit about what that is, where it's at, how you're going to be able to help them get there.
Yeah, I think what's unique about me is like I'm not like a 10-year wholesaler where I've been doing this for a long time. I was just in a lot of people's shoes where I'm just starting out and I'm all in, and I found some success. So in October 14th to 16th, I am going to give my exact lead generation system for cold calling at Flippacking Live. Like, no kidding, no holds bar. This is exactly what you need to do, from everything from hiring to paying to managing to you name it. I'm going to put it out there at Flippacking Live. And what's really cool is this year, we're going to be spending time with people. So like, we're going to have roundtables where any of the speakers, you could just hang out with the folks there. And if one of the speakers interests you, you'll be able to sit at a table with them and chat and ask deeper questions. So it's going to be really cool. I went to it last year. It changed my life, really changed my life. And obviously I'm sitting in Blackjack right now because I went to this one event. And the other thing I say about this, and I don't work for this company. Actually, some people think I do for some reason. I do not. Is of all the events, this is the one that gives you all the tactics. Like the people, like we are charged to give like everything. If you're going to come speak, you have to be giving like serious value, like pull the whole curtain back. So that's what's really powerful about Flippacking Live, 14 to 16 October in Orlando.
And there's still seats, right?
I think so. Yeah, there should be.
I think
if not, we'll tell Bill to open up more seats.
Right.
But I do know. I think the price is going to go up, and it's actually relatively inexpensive. If you're smart, when you go to this thing, you buy your tickets early before the prices go up.
Yeah.
So just, be aware of that. Prices do go up.
I think we had our tickets for this year 2 years ago. I think before the COVID shut down everything, we had them, and then they carried over to this year, and we went to the virtual one last year.
Yeah. I bought mine as soon as they opened up. I knew they'd be the cheapest.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Well, we're really happy that you were able to come onto the show. Where can our guys find out more about you? Where can the audience come and connect with you if they want to hear more about your story and what you're doing? Yeah,
I'm most active on Instagram at official Adam Whitney. Adam Whitney wasn't available. Sorry for the official on the front. But no, seriously, I'm really adamant about giving back and helping. I've literally talked to every single person who's ever reached out to me and answered a question, no matter how simple or how difficult. I think it's really important that we give back to the others because it is a very abundant community.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why we do what we do too.
That's right. We like it. And you'd be surprised how few people actually reach out when they have questions. When you meet up with them in person, and they'll talk your ear off, but they're afraid to reach out. So I think it's great that you put that out there for everybody. So everybody, please flood his inbox, get his Instagram handle, and go crazy. Adam, again, we really appreciate you coming on today, and we look forward to seeing you at Flippacking Live on stage.
In a month.
Hopefully we can get a bite to eat or some extra time with you.
Yeah, most definitely. We will definitely do that.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Jam. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, check out our website, therealestatejam.com, or find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Real Estate Jam. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us an email at therealestatejam@gmail.com. See you next episode.